Welcome to Confab number 2. This is the only video I'm making tonight. This is not a prep show. This is more like a questionnaire. So if you guys aren't up to speed, I have been writing this book called Sundown. It is a book about racism, things that's happening in the Native community, things that's happening in the alphabet community, and a sheriff and a son who both are murderers. So I was wondering if you guys would like me to read some outskirts from them, some of the lines I wrote, and maybe you'll give me your opinion on if you think they were cool. Now, I'm not going to change the lines because I'm 4 chapters in, and it's only going to be a 5 chapter book. So, I'm in the 4th chapter. I'm trying to make this thing come to a head. I am not a professional writer, but this is my 3rd book. Alright? So, this is basically me dealing with my depression and killing time. So when I tell you guys I'm going to get spaces, because this book has gotten me getting things that bother me out. All right, so MMIW is an issue. I bring that up in the book. People mistreating the alphabet community, and as of the next Benedict thing, stuff like that's in the book. How natives are mistreated, it's in the book. How black and gay people are mistreated, it's in the book. Henceforth, I just gave you 2 of the plots right there. 2 unfortunate men of color do die in this book. However, I'm having an issue bringing it all around and bringing it all together. That's why it's only going to be 5 chapters instead of 9 and 10 chapters, because my American Code of Weech book is in the hands of Page Publishing, and it hasn't dropped yet. But when it does drop, I will be the second to know, because Page Publishing will be the first to know. And so on that note, I will let y'all know. And so, as a martial artist, I actually haven't added any martial... Well, yes I did. My bad. I'm sorry. I think chapter 2? Whichever chapter where they go to the college to start questioning students, there are 3 students who are martial artists who, 1, attacked the U.S. Marshal because they think that they can beat him. And 2, they attacked one of the res cops because they think they can beat her. And then they attack another res cop because they think they can beat her. Now, in the thing, what they're doing is they're investigating. One of the cops that they are attacking, technically, both of the res cops have been illegally deputized by a U.S. Marshal so that they could have a little bit more authority. Now, in real life, I don't think the U.S. Marshals have that kind of power, but I'm not a U.S. Marshal. I do know that the only person that can actually probably deputize people back in the day was the sheriff, and I think maybe the Texas Rangers. But that's a whole nother police entity of itself versus the sheriff department versus the FBI versus the Homeland Security versus the U.S. Marshals. Which, by the way, everyone I just mentioned, with the exception of the Texas Rangers, are in this book. Alright, so you have FBI, you even have some people from the BIA, for those who do not know, that is the Bureau of Indian Affairs. You definitely have Homeland Security. So, quick side note, keeping up with timelines in books is a pain in the ass. So when you're writing a book, I will advise you to please take notes. Alright? So, I usually put my notes on index cards, but, you know, my notes, when something's going on, this back page is full of notes. This is the page that's full of notes. I actually need to reprint this whole thing out because I had to do an age change. I changed Thomas James Jones from 25 to 22. So there's that. And I have it on a little flash drive, so I have to change everything up. But anyway, so you have the bad guys, and you have the U.S. Marshals. You have the victims. I'm keeping it far enough away so that you guys can't read the people. This is the racist town of Bennettsville. And then you have the gas station attendants. They're all racist. Everybody on this page is a complete fucking racist, except for like one guy who's secretly an undercover agent working with the FBI, as well as one of the U.S. Marshals. So that's like notes there. Then you have a police station. Well, the Native American Reservation Police, and then you have the 2 families who's lost their children. The opening scene is a murder and assault scene In other words, she's sexually assaulted and she's murdered. And then the guy does it again, but he doesn't do the sexual assault part. And he has help with the second guy because the second person that they kill, he actually puts up a fight, a really good fight, but he still dies. And unfortunately, he's the cousin of the first victim because no knowledge, which is what, and he's also gay. So that's what happens. Anyway, I'm not gonna give you any more. So then you have Native American tribal members, and then you have the college kids, and then you have the elders, the grandparents. They are mentioned quite a few times. There's some politicking going on. Then you have the FBI, and then you have other family members of the main people in the family, and then you have the hospital staff. And then you have the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, because I've mentioned them a few times. And then you have the higher law officials and government officials, mayors, governors, etc., etc. Mostly it's the governor, the lieutenant governor, and other things. And this takes place in a fictional town in the state of California. Even though I'm in Virginia, I made the Native American tribes Lakota. All right? Because a lot of people, there's a little bit more history of Lakota that's more familiar with people than most people. These are the other victims that are dead. That also is one of the leading cases that led back to the place of the main guy's home reservation. Then you get to meet their families and all that stuff. I left off the prison. Damn it. Where is it? Oh, it's at the bottom. The prison. So the prison is called the Brick. The Imperial Brick. Alright? So that's where the boss, well, the former boss of the main guy is placed in there. I will not tell you what he did, but I will tell you that the boss did something to his family member, and the boss has to live the rest of his life in prison. He also is paraplegic, which means he's paralyzed from the waist down. So I just wanted to know if you guys want me to take some of the lines out and read them to y'all. Like put the computer beside the computer and now show myself reading you the cool lines. Because I wrote a line today, but I forgot what the hell it was. But it was a cool ass line. And I wrote a line a few weeks back, which was also a cool ass line. So I kind of only want to do the sarcastic lines, and I need to know if you guys would be down with seeing that. So if you guys want to see me read these lines, and I will be nervous. So I don't know if I can reenact the lines. I can probably reenact the lines, one cop saying this to another cop. The scene where the young man is killed, and there's a whole bunch of blasting caps and stuff that throw a whole SUV and the two cops are talking. I can do stuff like that because those are closer to the beginning of the thing. I can do things on the murder scene, or I can do the things where the evidence is found, where the guy, Detective Hell is his name. His real name is Hawk Aaron Longfeather. He's one of those people who combs through everything with a fine-tooth comb, including his life, which he's also trying to get back together. All right? So it goes into stuff. He loves riding motorcycles. His grandparents are 83 years old, and they make motorcycles, and they have been known to sell motorcycles. Yeah, it's a fantasy. So, hey, natives be getting it in. Y'all just don't know it. So, there's all kind of stuff going on in this thing from every different diaspora. So, if you guys want me to, say some lines or anything from that, let me know. Because I am trying to bring back Monologue Monday, but I want to ease in slow. And hopefully I can finish this book by March, no later than the end of March. I want this book done. Even though it probably won't be published for a year or two, because that's probably how long it's going to take for me to make up $2,000 to get it to Page Publishing so that they can publish it. So, there's that. Any freaking how. Let me know if you guys want to see me do any of those lines. That being said, I'm Echo Fangray Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.